It's time for the Rip City Wrap-Up. The Rip City Wrap-Up is brought to you by Dick Hanna Subaru, Believe in Nice, and Jack in the Box. Now here are your hosts, Joe Simons and Danny Marang.
A spirited effort from your Portland Trailblazers on opening night. Jeremy Grant had 29 off the bench. But Anthony Edwards shows why he's a legitimate MVP candidate this season, dropping 41, and the Blazers fall to the Timberwolves on opening night, 118-114. I'm Joe Simons. That is not Danny Marang. That is Tyrie Smith.
What up, y'all?
Danny is stuck in traffic, I guess. He's going to be here at some point. Be patient with him. He's trying. Tyrie is here. Tyrie, you were in the arena tonight. We have a lot to get to. First of all, hashtag is RC Wrap-Up. We're still trying to keep that going. We're keeping hashtags alive here on KUNP. Send us your tweets. Send us your blue skies, your posts.
Did you say blue skies?
Yeah.
Is that the other one?
That's the other one.
I don't do the other one.
I think people use it. Just wherever you want to post about your Zers, do it and use the hashtag RC Wrap-Up. We'll find it. We'll put you on the screen. So much to get to. We have a short show, unfortunately.
I know. I'm not happy about it.
Why don't we start with the effort from the Blazers? It was a good question, I think, that was asked by of Chauncey, and I want to pose it to you. Do you take more of disappointment because of the loss, or do you feel good because of this performance from the Blazers, which was great until the fourth quarter?
Can't two things be true at the same time,
Sure.
Mr. Simons?
Sure.
I feel like that's the case. And all honesty, be real with you, I felt this was supposed to be a win. And I'm sure you felt like that, especially the way it came out, the way we ended last season, and kind of how we were going through this game leading basically the entire time. The excitement was there, the intensity was there, and that finishing just wasn't. So I want to say I feel positive because there are some really good things that came out of tonight, like that boy JG. Hey, shooting.
What a fun press conference. I hope you just saw the press conference from Jeremy Grant when he was asked if it bothers him that he comes off the bench, and he gave very direct answers. I just play basketball, but
I love messiness.
I mean, we were talking in the back. It is tradition. I know it's just game one, but it is tradition for Blazer fans to find someone who is going to be the punching bag, and it's going to be Jeremy.
Yeah.
That is going to be the narrative. And we talked about how interesting it would be if this is the Jeremy that we get. Like, last season was the aberration in Jeremy's career. I think people look at last season and say, well, that's what Jeremy is. That's why he's in the bench. Shea's the star. He got the contract. JG's got to be in the bench. But this is more of what we're used to seeing from JG, and last year was the bad year. 29 points, 10 of 14 from the field, efficient, played hard on defense, and was emotional out there. You don't see that from Jeremy very often, and that's what he was asked about as well.
I mean, also, first of all, Jeremy, he read those comments. I know he has, and I'm sure a lot of them have. He saw what they were saying about him last season. He came out here to prove it was a proving game. I think it was a proving game because he wasn't in the starting lineup, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about Shea at some point. Also, folks, we didn't even talk about the desk. You didn't say nothing about the new desk.
Look at how beautiful this is.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box is here.
Come on now.
The gorgeous set behind us. The new opening. Great job to Zach and everyone engineering for taking care of this. So
season 2.
I do want to talk about this. So Tyrie's name was not in the intro. Tyrie is the sports director at K2. This young man is a big deal. You don't wear that bow tie. You earn that bow tie. And that's what Tyrie does. And this is a busy man. You were not only reporting down at the Moda Center during the news. Where else were you tonight?
Oh, Providence Park, baby.
There was a Timbers playoff game. We're not going to tell you the score. If you want to find out what happened, tune in to K2 News. Flip it over to 2.1 with sports director Tyrie Smith. Tyrie's going to pop in from time to time, I guess when Danny's in traffic. Or when Tyrie has something to say, he's got to get on here. But Tyrie's going to pop in and out. He just has a lot of commitment, so it's mostly going to be me and Morang. Tonight, it's not that, but we're very happy to have you. Why don't we go to Shea? I know it was a good night and a lot of good things happened, but that was sort of the last thing that was still on the table that we needed to sort out, right? The contracts got taken care of. DA got shipped out. Ant got shipped out. What's going to happen? Is Jeremy still going to start? Because that was the thing that people were still like, it's got to be Shea. It's got to be Shea. And it was Shea. And Shea had a rough night. Shea was 5 of 20, 15 points, 3 of 9, 4 turnovers, and it just wasn't happening for him tonight?
Oh, baby, I can't wait for Danny to start talking his talk.
Oh, my
'Cause
gosh.
that boy, it's so crazy. My man just came in at the right moment as we was about to start talking about Shay.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you get settled? I'm
got
going to tell you folks about our dear friends at Jack in the Box. Huh? Blazer fans, sometimes you just got to go big. I'm talking the triple bonus Jack combo. That's 3 juicy beef patties, 3 slices of melty American cheese, shredded lettuce, pickles, and Jack's secret sauce, not a toasted bun, plus fries and a drink. And you can order it right now on the Jack app. 3 times the beef, 3 times the flavor.
Tasty.
Kind of like going on a 9-0 run in the 4th. The Blazers could have used that.
Wrong way
Could
tonight.
have used that. You know, there's something different. Something different about Danny Morang, but also Dick Hanna Subaru. It's not just about cars. It's going to be all right. It's about people. It's about people like Danny Morang from your very first visit to your first drive. They're they're focused on making a difference for you in the community. You can really tell they believe in nice. Dick Hanna Subaru, where it's all about people.
Danny, you sound like a car engine that needs a new Subaru. What's going on, man?
God.
What's
Hey,
up, bro?
You know it's a great
the studio.
Oh, this is awesome, by the way. You know it's a great idea.
And your beard.
Yeah, shutting down a bridge right next to Motor Center when the season starts. Mwah! Just marvelous stuff, Portland. Couldn't do that during the summer.
I am so happy to see you, man. I was missing that. I needed that.
No.
Like, what are we doing?
While we're making a list, okay, I'm not paying parking from 7 to 10. Let's cut that out
Absolutely
right now.
terrible.
That was a fun surprise
Wild.
the other week. That was a fun
Wild.
surprise. Portland politics, we'll pause that for a moment.
Unbelievable.
We started with JG.
Yeah.
Obviously had the good night.
Goodness gracious
I don't
and
know if
goodness.
you were in there when Mike Richmond was poking the bear in the press conference. That was very fun. You'll have to catch up on that a little bit later.
No, I was currently stuck in traffic.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to move you past that.
No,
we'll
I'm
get
stuck
there.
on that
We
one.
have
Stuck on
24
that
minutes to get you past it. I think we'll be able to do it.
I
It's gonna
want
be
this
fun.
anger. I like
Catch your
this.
breath. Catch your breath.
No, I literally sprinted from the parking lot.
But
so.
Jeremy, did your badge work?
No.
Oh,
no,
shoot.
Nothing worked tonight.
So Jeremy comes off the bench, is the best player on the floor for the Blazers offensively.
I mean, you can
Full
make an argument
stop.
he was the best player for the Blazers tonight. I thought defensively he was
very good.
great. Guarded up and down. They put Jeremy at the 5. They put him at the 4. They put him at the 3. He played all over the floor. Hit the floor 3 or 4 different times for loose balls. Defended everybody from Ant Edwards to Naz Reid. I mean, he was incredible tonight. I thought Jeremy, his intensity, his effort, his focus, I thought he was about as locked in as you could get. Honestly, overall, the intensity level from the team tonight was through the roof. And I think what you saw in this game was a microcosm of what you're going to see this season. It was defensive tenacity, the aggressiveness, everything that you're going to get out of this team. And also in the fourth quarter, who's that guy? That's really what it came down to. They got looks. Jeremy got a look. Drew had a rough shooting night, but I thought Drew was incredible tonight.
I agree.
And where he got to and the spots he got to. Chauncey mentioned it in the post game. You know, guys got looks, and they just didn't go. And the other team has a guy in Ant Edwards who just hit some cold-blooded, filthy shots.
He did, and it comes down to ultimately it's 3-point shooting. Minnesota went 15 of 30 from 3, and Portland goes 13 of 42. Portland got to the line a lot, and it was jarring because you saw the pace in the preseason. You're like, all right, that's cute. We'll see what happens when the regular season starts. And then you see that pace coupled with the defensive intensity, and to borrow a Morangism, they're going to be bleepity bleeps all season long.
Yeah, no, they are. And look,
I missed that too.
Of all the guys tonight, I expect Tu to do what he does. I expect Drew to do what he does. Matisse Thybulle, Chris Murray. Those are guys I expect. My goodness, Blake Wesley.
I knew.
My goodness, Blake Wesley.
Are the dads excited about Blake Wesley already?
The number of texts that I got from Blazers fans, buddies of mine, they're like, "What is this?" He's
the one.
You have got 4 guys on this team that are impossible to screen: Tease, Tumani, Drew, and Blake. You can't screen them. They refuse to be screened. They are so slippery, so slithery. The angles they take, the aggressiveness. I mean, I was walking down the hall after the game, or it was at halftime, and somebody goes, "You know who he reminds me of, like body type wise?" And I was like, "Who are you going for?" He's like, "Will Barton." Just super rangy, long armed, and
That's a good one.
Blake's athleticism is crazy. You saw him a couple times push the ball ahead on offense, and I was legitimately stunned at how fast he was on the open floor and how quick they got into stuff with him on the floor. Despite him not being kind of an offensive plus guy, he's just got some stuff to him, man, that you feed off of. It's a wave of guys that just kind of kept coming and coming and coming and coming defensively, and it was just like, can they keep this up for 48 minutes?
And to go 10 deep in the first half,
first quarter,
was pretty shocking to see. And we haven't talked about it yet, and the Blazers did a fun job of covering Young Hansen's press conference. Can you guys, because you guys were in the building, can you talk about the Chinese contingent that was in town for Young Hansen and what that's going to look like this season? Because I was joking with producer Danny. Do you think the Chinese viewership for Portland is up this year from last year? I think it probably
ever
is.
so slightly. It was nuts, man. Shout out, Alex.
That is beautiful.
There we go.
I love
like
it.
that candle. So typically, I can't remember a time outside of COVID where we didn't have the media room also double as the kind of dinner room. That is not currently happening. The media / worker dining area has been moved to the bowels of the arena, as it were. It's all curtained off. That's where we're at because there's such a massive Chinese media contingent. And we've got to have space for pregame availability, postgame availability, and trying to change that much over is just not going
Tough
to
to
work.
flip the room.
There's roughly 50-ish, maybe 60 total Chinese media members that are there across.
You're being nice about it, because I'm not gonna lie to you. That media, folks, I don't know what happened, but Young, thank you, boss. Young have absolutely killed this media thing. I mean, like, he's doing really well, but the media room, Danny has to get there so early just so he can get his spot. I'm so serious.
I have my spot, so everybody respects that.
Good man. But you're right.
But
it's true.
it's massive. And so I experienced this down at Summer League. There was probably 65, 70 media members at Summer League. A lot of those same media members are up here. They're either stationed in LA or San Francisco, and they've moved up here. There's multiple media groups that are up here. And it's cool. It really is. And it was kind of a bummer. Hansen checked in early in the game. His first time he came in. Free throw line, kind of a little bit of a dead period. It was like a pretty good shear. When he checked back in, that was like the roar kind of came back out. I was like, there it is. Obviously, only ended up playing 5 minutes. He had the jitters.
Well, and it was pretty funny because a Chinese reporter asked him, what was it like when Jaden McDaniels did that to you? And I was like, wow, they're pretty blunt, these Chinese media. That was kind of amazing. But
lesson learned, know when to jump and when not to jump.
That happened, and Chauncey pulled him out of the game, and it was interesting to see what happened with the rotation because you commented on it. And guys, there were some funky lineups that Chauncey went with. It's a bit of a mix and match, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that small ball lineup because it's going to be tough to do it against all the teams in the NBA. Sure. Minnesota is one you can do it against in spots, depending who's on the floor. But Donovan played 30 minutes tonight.
Yep. And looked comfortable. Didn't once look at him and see him huffing and puffing, nothing. There was fine. One
play specifically in transition early on in the game. And what we harped on last season with Donovan is we got to get these hands a little bit softer. How are we catching the basketball? And there was a bit of a frenetic pace, especially early on. The one-touch pass that was in the paint that he just kind of flipped, and I was like, what's he doing? I was like, oh, Donovan saw 2 moves ahead, deflected the ball perfectly. Like, just seeing something that simple. I don't care if he has turnovers or makes mistakes. The fact that he is maturing to make that level of play is such an encouraging sign.
Anticipation versus reaction. That was the thing, and that play ended up going to the right wing, and then swing, went back over, I believe it was Tumani in the corner, knocks down the 3. And I was like, oh. Because the pass was a little behind him, and he had to kind of slow down. And instead of trying to catch it and gather it, he grabs it or he deflects it over. It's not, it's not Jokic, doing that. But it was like, hey, that's
impressive.
It was a heady play. No, it's going to be interesting to see what that small ball lineup ends up looking like because one thing we didn't see tonight is there's 2 guys that were inactive for the Trailblazers, and Scoot Henderson and Robert Williams. Well, if Rob's healthy, that's another big man defender. And if you go small with Rob at the 5, Rob, when healthy, can still fly up and down the floor.
Well, that's what Mr. Smith was saying. But, boy, we could use Rob Williams tonight. Really could have used him. Would Young look a little bit skittish out there? I mean, it's his first game of the NBA. It's going to happen. But it would have been nice to put him in some of those moments because, especially on the bucket that gave Minnesota the lead, if someone was there to grab a weak side rebound, Portland clears and it's a whole other ball game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna peace out. K2 News at 11. Y'all gotta make sure to tune in for the Timbers highlights. Donovan and Chauncey preached this all off season, and you were there about Donovan's new body, how he's been killing it, how he's gonna look exactly how he looked tonight. He looked so conditioned, he looked so well, and Young did his best. And I understand you start to understand the trade with DA. You see what Donovan was going to be. You understand, and now you're like, okay, they knew what Donovan was going to turn into. And if you had Rob tonight, I feel like this outcome probably would have been a little bit different. But Donovan played basically the entire game, and Young only for 5 minutes. That's an issue. That's going to be an issue. So I said 25 games. I said give Young 25 games. He's going to not look like he was at the CBA, but a little more fluid and stuff. And then when Time Lord comes back, we're going to have some of the top centers around this league.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part of this, right? Is how quickly does Hansen get acclimated?
Sure.
And look, Cooper Flagg had a rough shooting night for the Dallas Mavericks tonight. VJ Edgecombe did not. For those who did not see, VJ Edgecombe went, I think he had the most points in a rookie debut since Wilt Chamberlain tonight.
Did a thing that Wilt did, which is always good.
1959, if I remember reading this stat right. But VJ was incredible as far as when you're talking about some of the rookies that are out there. But it's going to happen. He talked about this in Summer League. He talked about this in the preseason. He's
a debut.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
He definitely had a little bit of the wide eyes looking around. But other than that, he showed you some stuff, including screening Dante DiVincenzo into the Shadow Realm.
That was incredible.
Holy.
Tyrie, your presence is our present.
I was about to say, y'all good?
Thank you for being here, buddy.
Hey, are you still angry?
No, yes, always.
All right.
K2 News at 11.
I was about to say, yeah. Rant later.
Tyrie Smith, thanks for being here, buddy.
Love y'all, boys. Blazers got it on Friday?
Friday.
Did I say Sunday?
Yeah, it's okay. There's
Sunday.
a game Sunday.
This is what happens when my name's not on the entry card no more. I don't really know what's happening. Love y'all. See y'all at K2 News at 11.
Thank you, Tyrie. Do you ever notice how some places just get it?
Sometimes.
Yeah, like Dick Dana Subaru. They're not just selling cars. You're going to be fine, bud. They're making a difference right here in the community. That's what Believe in Nice is all about. From your first visit to your first drive, they're with you every step of the way. Hey, Blazer fans, you know that buzzer beater feeling? That's what the new classic Smash Jack is. A juicy smash patty, melty American cheese, lettuce, grilled onions, pickles, and Jack's boss sauce. All stacked on a soft brioche bun for the ultimate MVP meal. And it's rated the best burger in all of fast food. And you can order it now on the Jack app. Grab one and go big, Dan. Go big.
I like going big. I'm less big.
A lot. You look great, by the way. You look great.
I'm caught by this. Like, I keep looking at this monitor.
I know.
Over here. It's catching me off guard. There's so much stuff in
The
here.
studio is big. It's cavernous.
Yeah.
Look at how far away Dan
I know.
is right now.
You're so far
This is
now.
amazing. Blaze, from the last time we saw you, a lot happened.
Yeah.
A lot happened. We talked about a little bit of it. Vigil, do we have the graphic that we can bring up and show the people?
I like graphics.
Basically showing the timeline of all the things the Blazers did to get to today. And we talked about at the top how the last thing was naming Shea. And so here's some of what they did. DeAndre Ayton plays for the Lakers. Young Hansen.
They don't like him already.
Yeah, good stuff. Ant Simons, I think they like him in Boston. Seems like he had a good night. Yeah. Damian Lillard plays for the Blazers. Haven't said his name yet.
No, and they introduced him first tonight.
That was awesome.
And I was wondering, do you introduce him first? Do you introduce him last? Because that's he gets one or the other.
I think first makes sense.
It set the tempo for the introductions.
That's right.
It was kind of funny. Dan was like, kind of like, where do I go now?
Yeah, now
he's
what?
like, I'm not playing, so where do I walk now? It was like, walking into your old house. Like, this is my house, but the furniture's different.
Yeah, there's new art on the walls.
Yeah, it was.
What are those video boards? What's happening around here?
I
And
will
then, of
say,
course-
just as an aside, if you didn't make it in the building tonight, atmosphere #1, great. The new video boards and the graphics package that they have that they were working up for the season, it felt different. Walking into the building tonight, I wasn't sure what to expect, and he had the T-shirts out, the video boards
Good
going.
T-shirt, by the way.
Great T-shirt.
Yeah, well done.
I was talking to a couple members of Blazers front office, and I was like, this feels like a playoff atmosphere, like the pomp and circumstance, and it's pretty cool to kind of feel it. That you could feel the juice in the building, and then fans tonight, man, they got into it. They were there to go, and the Blazers were so good in defensively and being in lockstep and being disruptive. What's kind of crazy is I want to give the Timberwolves just a metric load of credit. They scored 118 points tonight, and Portland didn't give them anything easy. Minnesota executed, and they executed incredibly well. Ant Edwards was phenomenal.
Well, that's what I take solace in, Morang, is it's not like you lost to a team that's a fringe playoff team. You lost to a team with a legitimate MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Who finished in the Final Four the last 2 years. Team that's made the Western Conference Finals. Back-to-back years.
Yep.
They've had okay regular seasons, but they turn on what it matters. And you see Ant Edwards take it to another level. He's like, I'm not losing this game tonight. And he didn't. And it was a very impressive performance. So I think that you can feel disappointed they didn't win the game because they led for most of it. So naturally you're going to feel disappointed. But also say, that's a great effort, and I can see the vision, and it's here.
Yep.
Just from where we were 12 months ago, dude,
it's
what's
so
the identity of this team?
Yeah.
Who's going to step forward? Do we actually want to win basketball games? To now, I think people legitimately feel this is a team that is going to compete for a play-in spot. It may not work out because the West is so deep. You could win 40-ish games and be the 11th seed.
Yep.
Like, that's how good this conference is.
It's context dependent.
Right.
That's like, I was talking about this on the radio today, and I said some version of, I don't think if this team wins 36 games but backs into the play-in, that people are going to be thrilled about that. But if they, let's say on the flip side, let's say they win 41 and finish 11th, I think people are going to look at that and go, yeah. But if all of a sudden there's this weird spot of there's just 10 teams. By the way, Victor Wembanyama, goodness gracious, give him an MVP now. I don't know if anybody else saw what he did tonight. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, and there was nothing anybody could do.
Fox didn't play, and they beat Dallas by 33.
They walked them off the
33.
floor. It was over immediately.
I know it's a cliche that the West is really deep.
Oh,
the West is really deep.
Utah
deeper than
beat
usual.
The brakes off the
that?
Clippers. Well, the check for Kawhi didn't cash yet. Can I say that? I did.
I mean,
Oops.
I think it's fine.
But
it's
no,
fine.
the West is going to be a bloodbath.
The West is
we know what it's
incredibly
gonna
deep.
Be. In the post-game press conference, I asked Chauncey Billups, about moral victories, and he doesn't like those. And in professional sports, nobody really likes those. But he really loved the way they played tonight. And this is a team that, if they play like this every night, they play with this level of intensity, this level of focus, this level of aggression, they will 100% be in games. They just will, unless their offense betrays them. And I think you saw a little bit of that in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, the thing that stood out to me for them offensively is they were getting into their stuff so fast. The amount of times I saw them get a shot up with 15 or 16 plus seconds, a good shot, not just playing fast to play fast. But the one thing is they forced a ton of turnovers. I believe it was 19 turnovers, but they only generated 15 points. And this was I asked Chauncey Billups about this. This was a problem for them last year. They were one of the worst transition teams in the league. And if you're big, strong, fast, athletic, and you're turning teams over, you should be able to convert. That is something they need to figure out. The shooting will come and go, but the easy ones, when you're going 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 2-on-1, you got to be converting 70% of those.
What I do like, though, is the disparity in the free throws. The Blazers had 11 more free throw attempts than Minnesota, and I do think that is something that they can hang their hat on. If the shooting isn't there, Denny, run into people. Drew, run into people.
Goodness gracious.
Run into people, and they're very good at that.
Yes.
The real game starts after dark.
It is.
Jack's got the late-night munchie meal ready to roll. We're talking your choice between stacked burgers or chicken sandwiches, tiny tacos, onion rings, curly fries, all in one box that hits different after dark. And you can order it right now in the Jack app. Perfect for those overtime cravings because you can't go into extra minutes on an empty stomach.
If that game had gone to overtime, this would not be a good game for my tummy.
Hey, have you been to Dick Hanna Subaru lately?
I have not.
It's not just about cars anymore. They really focus on people. From that first visit to your first drive. A dealership that actually cares about you and the community. Dick Hanna Subaru, what do they believe in, Danny?
I believe they believe in nice.
They surely do. Do we have to preview the next game? We're almost done, aren't we?
Oh, wow. That was quick.
Okay, we have
I guess that's what happens when I'm stuck in traffic.
4 minutes left of the show. This is going to be a really fun season, Morang.
It is.
Even the most hardened cynic has to be excited about what's going on
So,
right now.
When I walk up the stairs to the media spot before the game and I walk up and down at halftime, I usually get stopped by people, hey, what do you think? Or, at halftime, hey, what do you think of this? And the number of people that stopped me coming back up at halftime was just like, I can watch this. I can get behind this.
Yeah.
Win, lose, draw, I don't care. Like, this is fun. Talking to the security staff and just talking to the people that work in the arena, everybody's just kind of looking around like, oh, man, this is awesome. Like, I can do this. That's what this team's going to be. Chauncey Billups has said it so many times that, when a team is, like Minnesota, let's say this is the middle of the season, and they're on the third game of a 5-game trip, and they see Portland on their road trip. They're sitting there going,
Yeah.
yeah, we may win, but we're not going to like it.
I do think the next step is the Blazers winning games like this, because what Portland excelled at last season was beating teams they should.
Yep.
Taking advantage of when a star was out, when they were sitting somebody. And Portland
Back-to-back, whatever
got
it was.
some help
Yep.
in that regard, and I think that really padded their win total. Successful season, good season, but there was a lot of that, especially as you got into February and March. Starting to get games like this and finding a way to close them out is the evolution of this team. And they're going to get more chances to do it against, I'll say, good teams. Golden State is going to be a good team. I don't know what they're going to be the regular season. If they stay healthy, I think they're a fringe, maybe Western Conference Finals team. They got Jimmy Butler. He looks like he cares.
Yeah.
And they still have Steph. They still have Draymond. They locked up Kuminga, so good for them.
Yeah.
And it's going to be another interesting basketball game. But this is another one, Dan, where we just want to see that effort. And if they can get it over the hump, it'll be great, because after this, they play back-to-back against the Lakers and Clippers on Sunday, Monday.
Yep.
So you don't want to get to a point where you're sitting at 0-2, 0-3. You know what I mean? You want to get that first one
It's a tough
done.
schedule to start,
It
but
is.
I mean, as long as the check doesn't hit, for the Clippers, you might be able to sneak one out there. But it's interesting. You pointed out the closing out games. This game is 118, 114, right? That's within the differential every given night. NBA games in general are within 5 points. And if you were there, I mean, if you were in the arena, if you're watching the game tonight, you're just kind of catching up on this. This is a game that Portland could have won, but it's also a game that you can lose. This is the margin where if you have a dude like Ant Edwards, he's the separating factor. For the Blazers, somebody else has got to show up tonight. I know we got to go quick. Shaden had a rough shooting night, and I know people think that I hate him. I don't hate him. I thought his attitude and his aggression was great tonight. I thought that the only thing that he did tonight that was off was that he pressed this much.
He did.
He got to his spots,
A lot of
and
threes
it wasn't that it just took a lot of threes early. It was his feet weren't quite set, or he didn't quite get underneath.
Yeah.
It was just by the finest of margins.
Here was the difference for me. Jeremy Grant looked like he was sitting in a lazy boy, and Shaden Sharpe did not look comfortable.
No,
that was the difference to me tonight.
It was Goldilocks. He was in the wrong bed.
We got 81 more of these.
Hopefully, I can make it here on time.
We're just getting started. Tweet of the night, as selected by our fine production staff in the back. We'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
There's another Blazers game. I'm happy the season is here. I'm
I am
happy
too.
you're doing well.
I'm happy I made it here.
It's great to see you. Look at this new set.
This is awesome.
It's gorgeous.
I'm still kind of taking it all in, including this monitor that's going to distract me all season
We love
long.
you all so much.
Bye.